Justice Chandrachud, I want to start by asking you straight up about the challenges India's judiciary faces. At this moment, if you look at the number of pending cases in this country, there are about 4.32 crore total pending cases. 69,000 of them in the Supreme Court, a backlog of about 59 lakh across 25 high courts. Could you start by telling us, all of those who are watching you here at the India Today conclave, watching live on TV and on social media, about your broad vision to transform, modernize India's judiciary? Let's start from there. Justice Chandrachud.
Well, it's true that we have a large backlog of cases, but another way of looking at it is, I think it's reflective of the faith of the people in coming to court in the first place. Which is not to justify the backlog. We should be discharging the faith of the people by being more efficient and by reducing the backlog. But that's just an indicator of the kind of faith people have. It also shows that there is a dearth of adequate infrastructure in the judiciary. Our judge to population ratio is not commensurate with what it should be in a country like ours. That's another problem. The third problem, of course, is the lack of infrastructure in the district judiciary. But now coming to your question about my vision, I think what we need to do is completely modernize the Indian judiciary. Our model for judicial administration has been based on the colonial model which we inherited from the British, which is that people have to access justice. It's also reflected in the design of our buildings, these grand colonial buildings, which were intended to sort of create a sense of fear and awe about the court in the minds of people. And I think that colonial model now has to give way, because justice, to my mind, is not just a sovereign function, which it is, but justice is also an essential service which we provide to our citizens. And part of my mission of dealing with where we should be in the next 50 or 75 years is to transform the Indian judiciary with the use of technology. We saw that in the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic was unanticipated, possibly unexpected as well. We couldn't have shut down the doors of courts. We had to keep our courts open, because you have to answer the need of citizens who seek bail. Their personal liberties are at stake, their lives are at stake, their careers are at stake. So we launched a whole system of video conferencing. And if you'd like me to share the data which I have with me, the kind of work which we did on the video conferencing platform in the pandemic is unprecedented in any part of the world. So my vision now is that, now that hopefully COVID is behind us, or almost behind us, as we would like to, because we all lived in a sense of optimism, we now need to look at technology beyond COVID. And we need to modernize the Indian judiciary. We've already taken a large number of initiatives towards having a more transparent, a more open judiciary. We are live streaming the proceedings in at least some of the most important constitution bench cases. Opening up the court's processes to citizens by live streaming them is part of my mission, because it enables citizens to understand what goes on in the court. Many citizens would actually turn up feeling that so much of the work which is done in the court is so very boring. But there is a great message which we would like to send to our citizens, because the smallest case which comes to us commands the same degree of attention as maybe some of the seminal constitutional cases which we do.